Guys, have you ever wondered what makes an OTF knife work? Well, that's what we're going to do today, because this Dagger Mermaid comes with all the stuff we need to disassemble it. There's no proprietary hardware. So we're going to take this thing apart and take a good look inside and provide you with some content you might not have seen, maybe on some other channels, but you haven't seen it here. So let's take this apart and take a look inside. Guys, this is a video I've always wanted to do ever since I learned how OTFs work, but it's really rare to get one that I can take apart. I don't have the tools anymore to take apart my Microtechs, so I missed that bus. So we have one in that we can take apart. So we're going to take this apart, and I'm going to show you what's inside it, and I'm going to show you how they work, because it's kind of interesting how one spring runs everything. Well, actually, there's multiple springs, but you know what I mean. So let's get this thing taken apart. I got to switch mats. I'm not going to use the good mat for disassembly. Right. Not that this isn't a good mat. It's just that this mat's a good bit dirtier, and I have this towel to put on it. So first things first, you got to take these body screws out. I might speed up some of this, but just a T6 bit, and I will get my bowl. Don't want to lose any parts. Guys, the struggle bus is here, and it is real. We've got it apart. We've got the magnetic bowl with all of our hardware in it. I absolutely recommend these. They are great to have around for spare parts and things you don't want to lose. So I absolutely accidentally took a picture instead of a video of what was going on inside this knife. So this is what's inside this knife. Now, the knife is under tension. I'm gonna be real careful. The spring is under some tension. So inside here, that spring we showed you, here's the other one, secondary spring, an extra one. This spring is a spring that wants to try to close in on itself. It's like a rubber band. When you stretch a rubber band, it wants to go in on itself. Now, right now, this end of the spring is only attached to the rail, and this end of the spring is attached to the blade. So what's going to happen is, you can see right here, this little gate that's right here, and I'll show you this a little bit better in a minute. This gate right here is holding the blade in place. And you see how this is ramped. There's another ramp here and another gate here. That's the locked open position. This is the locked closed position. You see how that gate's locked. It's holding that blade in place. So what's going to happen is, as you push forward on this button, the rail is going to move, but the actual spring is going to stay attached to the blade that is in this locked position. And you're going to begin to build pressure in this. Oops, I lost the spring. There we go. You're going to build pressure in the spring, and now I could kind of show you. So this end of this is hooked on that stop pin, and you're going to begin to build pressure in that spring like you're stretching a rubber band, and that spring is attached to here. And as this rail starts to make its travel forward ever so slightly, it's not a very far travel. You can see it's not real far, but this little ramp pushes that gate out of the way, and that gate is the only thing you can see there. That's the only thing that is holding that blade back, is that gate, because now that spring has tensioned that far there. So you've got that much tension on that spring, and it's going to go, because now it's free. There's nothing else to stop it. And it's going to continue to go forward from this stop all the way until it hits this gate here. And you can see that gate locks that blade in place. Now the spring has caught that stop pin. So now that's on there, and now the spring is attached to this front piece of the rail, or of the blade. And this end of the spring is still attached now, or is now attached to the end of the rail. So now you have the exact opposite thing on the opposite side of the stop pin, and the opposite side is attached. And if you pull back on this rail, what's going to happen is, you saw how we had this little ramped area back here on the back. You have the same thing on the underside here. So let me put this back in place here. This is kind of a pain to get this rail back in the right way, so bear with me. Now what you guys are thinking, Mike, the blade isn't supposed to come out the front of the knife like that. That's the thing that everybody talks about, why you don't have OTFs. When you have the knife closed together, the blade can't come out because the top piece catches the stop pin. The only reason I could take it apart, because I had the knife in two pieces. The top scale covers it and catches the stop pin and prevents you from taking the blade out through the front. So just so no one flips out and thinks that like, oh my God, the only thing holding it's the spring. It's not. I'll show you exactly what happens. Let me get this rail back in place here. So it's as soon as I can get it, like I said, it can be problematic. There we go. So there we're in place. So now the blade's not in. So this blade is sitting in the end here, and you can't take the blade out with the spring in, but you can do it after you detach. So now your spring's connected here. You're going to start this rearward motion. Watch this gate here. You're going to start the rearward motion. You start building tension here. The spring is clipped here, and then it's stuck on that stop pin. And you're going to start that rearward motion. If you watch that gate, watch this right there. So now it's traveled. Let me get it back in place. It's traveled that far. That's a lot of travel on that spring. Tension builds up. It's going to slide to it's going to fly all the way to the back, and then it's going to fly back to the gate. But now the spring is attached to the back of the blade right there, and it starts the whole thing over. That's how you are able to, with one button and one spring, push forward, pull back, push forward, pull back. And it's going to do that every time. And it's because the way these gates interact with the slide, you see there, open to allow it to go forward. Zoom in. It's open there to allow it to go forward. It's closed to keep it from coming back. It's open to allow it to go forward. It's closed to keep it from going back. That's all it is. It is the ingenuity of the milling of this slide, and then just that stop pin catching the blade with a spring. It is that simple. Like I said, it's like stretching a rubber band. When you stretch a rubber band and then let go of it, it's going to go to the direction that's being held, which is going to be this end. It is that simple. I know it seems like it would be overly complicated. They are not really very complicated at all. It's just a simple little lever mechanism and overcoming that spring tension going two different directions. So there you go. That's how a switchblade works. They are not at all super complicated. It is pretty fun once you get into the engineering on how they work and how simple it can be. So I'm glad I finally got one in that I could show you how it works and how these gates work and interact. Just those little ramps on it. And every OTF is going to work the same. Some of them have two springs. Some of them only have one. I'm going to get this put back together so that Jared's knife doesn't go back to him in pieces. And I'll turn this around and we'll do some final thoughts. So there you go, guys. Not super complicated, but definitely a lot of thought went into it. So to make things simple and make them work, it's awesome that these even work the way they do. There's a lot of stuff at play in here, but really pretty minimal. It's the same function going both ways, and it's just a lot of fun. So big shout out to Jared for sending this along, because we can't do this with my Microtex because I don't have tools to take them apart. So guys, that's it on this one. Just some fun. I thought you all would enjoy that. I know I did. If you want to support the channel, give videos a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but tell me why. If you want to support the channel financially, there are sponsors for this channel. Coffee Brand Coffee, Tempered Trail. I have a coupon code. It's the same coupon code for both of them. It's Crazy Sharp, capital C, capital S, all one word. Saves you 5% at checkout. Coffee Brand Coffee is a channel sponsor. They are amazing. They've been working with me. They are planning on sponsoring a giveaway on this channel. So check them out. Over 4,000 5-star reviews. Dollstrong Knives is also down below. If you want to purchase some kitchen knives, they are a sponsor of the channel. And I have an Amazon storefront where anything you purchase through that Amazon storefront supports the channel directly. And if you have specific knives that you want links to, just reach out and contact me in the comment section. I'll get to them and I will get you specific links. If you want to support the channel a different way, I have a membership where we have a ton of fun. Everyone that's a member has access to my Gilded server. Everyone that's a paying member gets early access to my videos the second that I post them. The baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered into giveaways that are separate from the ones that I have been doing on YouTube. And the premium tier guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series that's behind that paywall only for them. Guys, that's it on this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section, and I will see you in the next video.